Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Downshift. My name is Orist. We've recently had quite a few requests to make today's video, so thank you for your comments. Definitely keep them coming. That being said, I've also recently seen a few editorials reposting a video of the Z06's exhaust. However, I'm a little bit surprised because this is already old news. We've already covered that over a month ago. Anyways, I'll include the clip in this video, but definitely subscribe if you want the absolute latest information on the new Z06. With that out of the way, today we will be discussing absolutely everything that we know about the 2022 Corvette Z06. So far, that is. So I think it's most appropriate to begin with the most central part of the car and probably the one with the most contention. And yes, I am talking about the engine. There is still a massive debate as to whether the Z06 will be operating with a naturally aspirated or twin-turbo engine. We can at least definitively establish that it will have a V8 and that it has a flat plane crank based on the numerous videos recording the sound. We at Daily Downshift believe that it will be pretty much the same motor straight out of the Corvette C8 race car, which housed a naturally aspirated 5.5 liter V8 which put out around 500 horsepower. However, we will see a tuned version putting out around 600 plus horsepower, and this one is going to be high revving in the range of about 7,000 to 9,000 RPM. And we say this because we've seen a leaked spec sheet which is from a reliable source. Again, none of this has been confirmed by GM, technically still all speculation. I'll include a few sound clips right now and you can judge for yourself whether it's naturally aspirated or if it's turbocharged. Hopefully we can all agree that it sounds epic, but comment down below and tell me, is that naturally aspirated or do you hear some turbos? Now that you've seen the clips, I'm going to direct your attention to the fact that some test mules have a center exit exhaust. From my personal observations, there seem to be two variants of the Z06 in testing. Again, these could be different models entirely, but it seems that they have yet to decide on the center exit exhaust configuration. I think this is the right way to go because it easily distinguishes it from the base C8, and it would stop all those complaining about the departure from the C7 exhaust. Next up, let's talk transmission. We know that the Corvette C8 is not available in a manual, and we don't foresee any reason for GM to make a Z06 in a manual transmission either. We would definitely love to see that, but I'm afraid it's just not in the cards. The problem is multifaceted. Firstly, there probably isn't enough demand for it. Let me be clear, there is definitely demand, I didn't say that there wasn't, but percentage-wise, manual lovers are in the minority. Secondly, by utilizing the double clutch automatic transmission, they can squeeze out an extra little bit of performance. That means faster 0 to 60 times and quicker lap times. So on paper, it's a better car. Finally, it's all about cost cutting. By not offering two options, they save money and can potentially pass this along to us, the consumers. Can't complain about that one. The last segment I will discuss is that of options, and it's a little bit lengthy. Now, there aren't many things that we know, but we have some very good hints. I'm talking about carbon fiber, tires, brakes, and aero. It seems that the Z06 will have an option for carbon fiber rims, which will most likely be made by Carbon Revolution over in Australia. Just for reference, they make the carbon fiber rims for the Ferrari 488 Pista and the Mustang GT350R. On top of this, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more carbon fiber used throughout the build, which might even replace the carbon flash trim in some of the areas. Let's talk rubber. From looking at close-up spy shots of the test mule, we've noticed the Michelin Sport Cup 2Rs, which are the sportiest street tire available on the market. Now, I include this in the options list because my assumption is that this may not be standard. It might be part of the upgrade with the carbon fiber rims. The size will be an aggressive 275/20 in the front and a 345/21 in the rear. Again, some seriously chunky stuff for this monster of a car. In terms of brakes, they're definitely going to size up the calipers and discs from the base C8, but I do have a feeling that they will also offer a carbon ceramic setup as an option. Once you start getting into that 600 plus horsepower club and knowing it's a car that people are going to track, carbon ceramics begin to make a lot of sense. Let's quickly also discuss the aero. Like I've mentioned before, there seem to be two different prototypes. One of them has no active aero and no large wing on it, which leads me to believe that they're either still doing preliminary testing or it's just going to be part of a bigger option, which is a little bit disappointing if that's the case, but I could see how it makes so much sense. GM could think that the style is too radical and it may be too European for some people, but let's not forget, if you don't tick this box, you're probably going to save a good chunk of change. Finally, to close this video, I think it's important to mention that they are benchmarking this car along the Ferrari 458 and the Porsche GT2 RS, which are cars that have significantly higher sticker prices, which leads into the last useful piece of information. And prepare yourselves because the base model C8 Z06 will be in the $90,000 range, and that's USD of course. Don't believe me? Well, just wait till the release date. So that is everything that we know at this current point in time. If there are any new updates or leaks, we will be sure to inform you as soon as possible. Please drop us a like if you've enjoyed, comment down below your thoughts on how epic this car is going to be, and do consider subscribing if you love car news and modifications, especially Corvette content. And if you don't know, we currently have a C8 and we're getting a Z06. I mean, there's not much more to say. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and just wait for the show to begin. As always, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.